noticed that anytime I send a tweet that's like vaguely negative, like, oh man guys, I had kind of a bad day today, I immediately get this flood of @replies that's like, that does not sound very motivational of you. Because the other thing I've noticed is that when people meet me, oftentimes they're like, man, I'm surprised at like how normal and down to earth you are. Like, I thought you would be crazy since you're a motivational speaker. And see, I think that people often get confused. The reality is that motivational speaking is a job. It's not a personality trait. So today I would like to dispel 5 myths that I think many people have about motivational speakers in terms of our behavior in real life situations. So myth number 1 is that we bring the same level of energy to a normal everyday conversation as we would to a speech in front of thousands of people.
Can I help you?
Good morning.
Good morning.
I think you can do better than that. I said, good morning! Now the reality is that to capture an audience's attention, you do have to put a lot of energy into a speech, but I think that most speakers know how to tone it down to a normal level in an everyday conversation. Myth number 2 is that motivational speakers are these overly positive Pollyannas who just believe that all problems in life can be solved with a simple, positive attitude.
It may turn out that breaking up was the best thing that ever happened to you.
Now, like most speakers, and like I think most Americans, I think that a positive attitude is certainly a good thing and a helpful trait in life, but by no means do I believe that a positive attitude is some kind of cure-all for every sort of problem that you can face in life. Myth number 3 is one that also I think a lot of stand-up comedians face, and that is that because we tell funny stories on stage, we must be 100% hilarious all the time if you hung out with us in person. But the reality is that the dynamics, the energy of a crowd versus talking to a person one-on-one is very different, so that the jokes that are very funny on stage are not necessarily funny when you're talking to one person.
Then I was like, kid, you ever heard of Jaws?
Myth number 4 about motivational speakers is that we, like Chris Farley in his famous Saturday Night Live sketch, incorporate into all of our speeches the advice that you should change your life and live in a van down by the river.
If you keep playing video games, you're gonna end up in a van down by the river!
Myth number 5 about motivational speakers is that we are incapable of having normal everyday conversations because annoyingly everything we say is going to be this like motivational cliche.
Yeah, can you leave? Yes, I can. In fact, I can do anything that I set my mind to, and so can you.
What I want people to know is that motivation is what I create on stage as part of my job. And the idea that I am personally the personification of motivation all the time, it just doesn't make sense. It's like saying because a chef creates excellent food, then he personally should be eaten. So while I certainly hope that my speeches are congruent with my life and with my personality, that they are real in that sense, I also hope that you'd find if you ever meet me in person that I'm pretty much like a normal human being.
AMPUTEE